The Sciforror Film Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Sciforror Film Podcast. My name is Andy Walker and I'm here with my son Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying to you before, it's just been one of them weeks, I think. It's been a bit of a meh mood.
Well, it's weeks of 7 days and
Yeah, one of them weeks that ends in a day. How are you, Father? How's things? How's life?
yeah, same old, nothing much changes. The more that things change, the more they stay the same. All that kind of stuff.
All the things change, the more they stay the same.
Yep. Famously so, according to some people. Anyway, yes. No, nothing much to report really. Same old situation and everything.
Fair enough.
So we are here again to review films. And we are here to do that. We are on science fiction this week.
Yeah.
Science of the fiction. And we have, as usual, we have 2 short films and a feature film to review. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. The first of our short films is from 2024, and this is a film called Finger Food.
Yeah.
This is on HG4 Productions. The writer and director is Jacob Dudman. The cast is Deborah Chazen, Maggie Ollerenshaw, Angus Barnett, Ali Khan, and Jessica Baumer. This is a comedy sci-fi thing. And the synopsis, according to IMDb anyway, says Jason is desperate to be liked by his girlfriend's parents. Things prove more difficult when he discovers that they are aliens. This is a British film, which is
Very British.
which is in itself slightly unusual because a lot of the short films we do are actually not British, but there you go. The first thing I've got to say is if anyone watches this, they'll recognise the people who play the girlfriend's family because they've been in lots of UK TV shows. And I think at least 2 of them have been in Doctor Who.
Yeah, I would say they're definitely faces. If you don't recognise them straight away, they're definitely faces that you go, I know them from somewhere.
Yeah,
They've been around enough for you to not to be household names, but definitely to be recognisable faces.
absolutely. And yeah, I'm quite impressed that they were involved in this, to be honest.
Yeah.
So what did you think of it?
Well, as I said, I was a bit surprised because obviously we've watched a few of these before, a lot of these before, over the past God knows how many years now, and it's weird because of the fact that like we've watched a few that have had celebrities in them, but they've normally been ones that we know have had a big budget, like a bit for they've been on Dust sites, or they've had like big sites that have we know put money into their film.
Yeah,
And to see this company or these people and it not be like on the Dust Productions or a big production, and I still have the recognisable faces. I thought it was a bit of breath of fresh air. Sort of, it's not. It's someone else doing like sort of taking the reins this time and like helping out. And like I genuinely liked it though. I thought it was definitely British sense of humour.
Yes, it definitely
It
has.
was definitely there was definitely a lot of English anecdotes and sense of humour bits in it. But I don't know. I liked there were a lot to it. I liked. I liked the sort the acting to it again because I think because of the fact that a lot of them were professional ish rubbed off. The effects I thought were okay.
Yeah, the effects weren't too bad. I quite liked the alien makeup and stuff. That was quite
Yeah,
good.
they were a very unique looking one for ones that we've seen
Yes,
over the years, be it like I said, over the years, be it from other films or like you said, Doctor Who or things like that. It's a very unique looking one, but I liked it. It sort of I don't know the twist and sort of turns to it is the fact that it's just I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to be like this. I was expecting it more to be the other way round,
it was.
and but it was. I've really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought it was very funny. It was really well done. And as you say, there's a couple of twists in it that make you kind of smile and laugh. And it's a very well made film, and
Yeah,
it's very good, very funny and good. I really
yeah.
enjoyed it.
It's I just it's I think with this as well, it was the odd little details with the sort of things that you would start picking up on and noticing, like the sort of odd behaviour or like which the hand pricked her finger, you sort of realise that it's not the right colour, and I like that the fact that it was the odd little details.
The magazine that the dad's reading,
Yeah, yeah,
basically, basically a magazine for aliens. Uh,
yeah. But it's just what I liked is the fact that it was the odd little details in it that a lot of short films probably would have overlooked.
yeah, absolutely.
And like it's them little details that make the film better because it's people like us that look at the odd little details and go, that makes it better because you've given that more of a thought to people that would be looking and like sort of it's the odd little things like that that people realise and notice and I like it I love it.
Definitely. I thought it was a really good film. I thought, I was saying the other week, there aren't that many. I'm kind of finding it difficult sometimes to find short science fiction films that we haven't even already covered or aren't sort of like years old.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's nice to see the fact that there are okay, yeah, there's not as many coming out, but there are still people that are willing to do it, and I like that. And
and
the fact that there's still some known actors, really, that are still willing to help out people do short
yeah,
films. It's
absolutely.
not like these people that have gone, oh, I've been on TV, why should I help you? Is, yeah, fine, come on, let's give it a go.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I like that. I love the fact that you've got these people involved, they've helped, and it made that film better.
absolutely. Definitely worth a watch. Okay, our second short film, again from 2024. This is a film called Alien Worms.
Yeah.
Um, this is directed by Andrea Rica. She's also did the visual effects and CGI effects. I don't have a cast list for this. There is
Oh,
only
okay.
one cast member, but I don't have a name. The synopsis says sci-fi short film about a secret agent who discovers alien worms that have arrived on Earth. Now, we've reviewed a couple of Andrea Rica's films before, and this one is pretty much more of the same. I don't quite know why she tinges everything blue, but it's an interesting look.
I think, oddly though, this time it sort of worked.
Yeah, it does work. It does work, but it is a slightly odd thing to do. Um, I mean, it's got a good idea and a decent story, and the guy playing the part of the agent it does it very well. And the CGI effects they work they work pretty well. On the whole, I think it's a pretty
Yeah,
film.
I got it.
Quite
Like,
short.
there are moments where you can tell, and I'm not. I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean this as like having it. There are moments, a couple of moments you can tell that yes, they are CGI aliens.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously, they are but it's only a few times. And I think, and for me as well, it was only when you were very up close to them. I think she's the way that the visual effects were done, and I think the blue tint helps. What I'm saying, it sort of blends it a bit more, and
yeah.
it makes them fit in a lot more. As I said, the acting to it, I think, was very well done, and I did like it, and I thought it was sort of action packed, quite a short action packed film.
Yeah, it is quite short and it's got a lot in it. I think it's a good film. It's another one of these films that seems like it should be part of a longer film, maybe the start of a longer film. It's sort of like,
Like, part of a shorter film, or even like you said at the start, or maybe like I don't know, a bit of a sort of like you see in Alien and stuff like that, like the security tape film,
yeah.
something like that, something that sort of it fits in and tells a bit more of the story. And I think it just that'd be perfect for it. And I think I think it's very good, and I think it's very well done.
I do think, given the other ones that we've seen before, and if anyone goes and has a look at her stuff and have a look at what she does, and this is all on a minimal budget,
Yeah.
it would be interesting to see what she could do with a bigger.
Oh yeah. I not only with a but as you said, she's done. It's her film. She's wrote it. She's directed. She's also done all the visual effects to it. And
Yeah,
I'd like to see not only her with a bigger budget, but maybe with the ability to sort of delegate a bit more, so she can focus on possibly getting that idea perfect. Because of the fact that doing all of it must take its toll.
oh
We've spoken to people that have had a team and they've said how stressful it is. So to do a whole film by yourself,
yeah,
it must be. So I'd love to see what she can do with a team behind her that are willing to do what she wants and the money to do it. I think she
definitely,
could make some very amazing films.
absolutely. I think she could do really well. Okay, well that's our short films done.
Yes.
Now, the feature film this week is from 2023, and it's a film called The Pod Generation.
I would like to say as well, by the way, you can't blame me for this one.
No, I don't blame you. This is by Quad and Scope Pictures. The writer and director is Sophie Baths or Baths. The cast is Amelia Clark. I know I'm going to get this right. Shoot.
I've got to admit, it's so.
Patel Ejiofor.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's such a hard name to pronounce. I don't think I've heard anyone.
I don't know. Vinette Robinson and Rosalie Craig. There are other people. There are a lot of other people in it, but most of them are just bit parts. Um, the synopsis for this says, in a not so distant future, tech giant Pegasus offers couples the opportunity to share their pregnancy via detachable artificial wombs or pods. And so begins Rachel and Alvy's wild ride to parenthood in the brave new world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just this is a slightly odd film, really, in a lot of ways. Um, it's got a couple of very obvious messages, uh,
Oh yeah.
which are very much on topic at the moment, which is kind of like you got the issue of women's reproductive rights and uh, who should have the say and control over them. And you've also got the whole thing about technology taking away the humanity from us and from our everyday life.
I think
Um,
as well, there is another bit to it, is that I don't know so much of his on par now, but I know that I've spoken to a few, especially dads, that have felt like this. The fact that almost the fact that it's been harder for them to connect when the baby's born because obviously it's a lot of it focused more on the mum's carried it, the mum's got to have skin to
yeah,
skin.
yeah,
So when the baby's born, that's sort of secondary. And I think this is the fact that this film does it is the fact that because of the fact that there isn't that the mum carrying it, he gets like he's doing it, and he's the one that's spending time. He's the one that's basically nurturing in the way that a mother would.
yeah,
If that's why there's that more of a connection there, and I think that's just it's a way of showing that, and I think it's very well done.
yeah. See, I think it looks great. I think the look, the design of it, and all that sort of thing is really well done. All of the effects and things, the lighting stuff, and the buildings they use, and all that kind of thing are brilliant. And the kind of the kind of difference between the rigidness of the buildings and the city, and at the end when they go to the countryside and how wild that is, that's
Yeah,
really well done. Um, the story and idea are excellent. I think they really work well, and the acting is brilliant. All the, these are really good actors, that sort of thing. My problem with this film is
uh,
the fact that for me, it takes too long and it's too slow to make its point.
yeah. I think that and the fact that it's once it makes the point, it constantly. It's not even constant. The fact that there are a few points in it, like you said, the women's rights bits, the technology taking over, and the fact that we seem to be distancing ourselves away from nature, like
Yeah,
forgetting what things are. A lot of like him as his act, him as a role, his role as a teacher that teaches about nature, and no one understood why his obsession with it because everything was technology. And I think there is a bit of that now, but it just seems to be constant. It was the constant bits of reminding,
yeah,
and
they carry on.
instead of sort of moving forward with it, it was sort of taking two steps forward and then two steps back, and it just didn't seem to be going anywhere.
I just think it took too long to get to where it got to. I liked it. I thought it was a really good film, but I honestly think it would have been as good and as powerful if it was about 20 minutes shorter.
Yeah, it's definitely very well done. I like the cinematography to was a great. I think, like you said, the effects and the technology design of it was amazing. The the contrast that they showed between like the rigidness and the light straight lines of technology to then the wildness of nature, I
Yeah,
think they showed very well, and the difference of the how people feel about pregnancy,
yeah,
whether or not you can be really excited about it 1 minute and then suddenly go, but I'm gonna lose out on this, and then your emotions are all over the place. And I think they showed that very well.
yeah,
But yeah, it seemed like about halfway through, I got to the point where I was like, okay, come on, and it just sort of got to the point like by the end of like, yeah, that was a bit too long, and
yeah.
it's a shame because I said other than that, I think it's an amazing film, and I love the messages in it, and I think it's a very
Absolutely.
amazing story and very well told.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
just it's a little bit too long.
It's a bit too long and it's a bit too slow for me.
Yeah, I think there's a
Places.
couple of bits that could have been maybe taken out or shortened, and
Yeah.
it still would have told the story, still would have got the point across, but it just would have made it that 10, 15 minutes,
I mean,
20 minutes shorter, and I think it would be
there are some also some quite humorous bits in it. But that was another thing I had a problem with, which was the fact it seemed to not be sure whether it was a kind of sci-fi rom-com or if it was a
yeah.
comedy or drama or a drama. Yeah, it kind of
I think I totally agree with you.
wasn't one
It's one
thing
of
or
the
another.
moments I think it was. I think if it had been just a serious sci-fi drama rom-com sort of film, it would have worked perfectly. But with that, it was almost that awkward comedy that sort of put in, and you're not too sure whether or not it was done to sort of break the tension or as a sort of like that nervous, that sort of nervous feel.
There
And
was,
I think it is sort of in some of the places where it was put in, it's sort of like all that's broken the tension. That's broken that sort of that point that they were making of it being a serious moment
yeah,
and
it kind
something that
of,
was
there were little bits, a few bits where it kind of almost stepped into the thing of being an out and out comedy. It could have done quite easily, but it
yeah.
did. And the problem was that made it a little bit odd. In
Yeah, there's a couple of moments. It made it. There's a couple of moments in it. So some of the comedy factors, I suppose, that you put in it. When it happened, I sort of sat there like I feel awkward.
yeah, yeah. I
It's
don't,
sort of not like it's like if that had happened in real life, if been there in real life and someone had said that in a real life conversation, I would have gone. I'm going to go to the loo.
yeah,
I felt like I needed to distance myself away from it, and
yeah.
it's a shame because of the fact that other than that, I think it's an amazing
I think
film.
it's a great film, and I think it has some really good points to make for about technology and about how we need to watch the way it's going and things like that. But
Yeah,
I think, say it's a bit long and a bit slow, and in a few places maybe a little bit clumsy. Um, one aside point, totally trivial matter of no importance really whatsoever. But I did notice that the right at the end she takes a package to be sent off to this sort of like um, post office in this out of the way place in the middle of nowhere where they've gone to live. And the woman who was behind the desk there is the same woman who played the old woman who uh, sees Harry Potter fend off the Dementors in
yes.
the underpass in one of the Harry Potter films. Just a complete sort of like trivial moment there. I saw
Yeah,
it, but I thought, oh, I recognise her.
but it's just the thing. It's the fact that I think this film has a lot of serious and very good points about it.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
like we said, it's got a lot of serious moments where he's definitely trying to make that point, and I think show the fact that it's okay to have them feelings or them faults,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's one of the moments that it's sort of everyone has. It's that you like, especially with the whole. I know part of it. She obviously she feels like she can't work and stuff like that because of
yeah,
the
yeah,
baby or whatever. And I know there are women out there that have kids and they go, "Why have I got to give up work?" And but it's also then, and I know personally the fact that there's people that I've been friends with that have felt guilty about feeling like that.
yeah, yeah,
And this film sort of shows the fact that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be a CEO of a company or work for McDonald's. You can like everyone has them feelings. It's okay because of the fact that it's natural.
yeah,
It's not something to feel guilty about. And I think this film does it very well. It's just little awkward moments in it that make me feel sort of a bit
yeah.
not too sure about it.
Yeah, as I say, I think if it was about 20 minutes shorter and there were a couple of little bits that they sort of cut out and things, it would have been brilliant.
Yeah,
As it was, it's a really good film, and I think, it definitely has its place and it's definitely got a good point to make and worth a watch.
yes.
Okay, so there we are. There are three films: Finger Food, which we liked and thought was funny and well worth a watch. Alien Worms, which is good if you just have a look at the CGI stuff and the story and just look at it and think, I wonder what she could do with lots of money and time and help. And then the Pod Generation, which we both thought was a good film, but maybe a little bit overlong and a bit, if you'll forgive the pun, laboured. Um,
Oh dear.
so there you go. Thank you very much, Scott, for your input and help and stuff.
Okay. Glad that I can be part of it.
Ooh, when we next time we have horror again. And then after that, we will be doing sci-fi again. And the one after, yes, the next sci-fi one, we have something a little bit kind of special to be looking at, maybe. Um, I shall leave you with that. So yes,
I will just say as well, if there's any budding film people out there that are listening to this, or if anyone's listening to this,
yes,
that are having ideas of what makes films, as Dad said last week, make some sci-fi films.
yes,
It's not it, not to take away from the ones we've watched and the ones we've rated and we've said them out, but it's not that hard to do. There is such a short demand and like low yield of them compared to every other film genre.
at the
There is
moment.
such a short film with like yield of them. And
Oh, at the moment, almost everyone I'm finding that's been made. I mean, apart from the odd one or two, the majority of films I've found that have been made in the last year or two are all AI generated,
yeah,
and it's not what we want to be about because I
nah,
don't like AI generated stuff at all.
it's not showing how good you are as a filmmaker using AI. If you
Uh,
want to do that, then fine. But as we pointed out last week, we ain't gonna watch it.
yeah,
But if you want to actually take the time out and make a film, it's not that hard. But to have a sci-fi film that you put your heart and soul into, it's amazing to do, an amazing experience.
absolutely. Yes, I quite agree. All right. So it just leaves me to try and remember what the hell it was I was going to say, but I'm probably not going to do that. So in that case, I'll just say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.